Hey, Merchant Center. Hey, Merchant Center Mastery peeps. I wanted to talk. This is going to be a short video, and I want to talk about product reviews, product ratings, and this is going to be quick because I'm not going to walk through how to upload things and a bunch of stuff. What I want to hit is kind of a specific thing that trips people up that I think is just actually really helpful to know, and that is ideally, and when I say ideally, I'm not saying which of these specific review aggregators you should go with, because do your research. There are some that have like a bad name, frankly. So like do your research, but ideally there are some third-party product ratings aggregators. Remember that product ratings show up in Google Shopping. Actually, let me go ahead and show you that. So product ratings, of course, of course I searched something. There we go, without any product ratings, right? Product ratings are these. And there's been some interesting studies that, go ahead, good luck finding them, but they demonstrate when you have product ratings that it increases like conversion rates or whatever it might be. At least it increases click-through rates, I believe, and which makes a lot of sense, really, if you think about it, because there's just kind of an initial trust signal right there of hey, once I find the specific thing I'm interested in, wow, that has a lot of ratings. I mean, Amazon is all about ratings. You all know about ratings. So product ratings is important, and there are specific things you need in order for your product ratings to be eligible. But one of the first things is you have to use it's one of two options. You have to either use kind of an approved third-party aggregator, or you upload a feed within Google Merchant Center. And so the brief thing I wanted to talk about is just kind of the difference between those two things. Ideally, this is the easy button, and it is. And go to this URL, because the easy button is that you grab one of these. And I will say once again, I'm not telling you exactly which one of these to do, although I will say that of the clients we've had, I want to say that probably most of them have appreciated stamped that is on this list that I can think of. So like that's one that I am aware of. That's not saying the others aren't good or worth. I know some have used reviews.io and all that stuff, right? But like do your homework, check it out, right? See what works best for you. But the thing is that when you utilize one of these specific aggregators, you do not have to upload a product rating feed within Merchant Center, and that's kind of important. It's all done automatically, and it's really the easy button. All right. So just to know, there are other reasons. If you have other reasons for going not with someone on this list, that's totally fine. Then just upload a product ratings feed. But then it does get a little tricky, by the way, because you got to make sure like GTINs match and URLs match and IDs match, I believe. So it gets a little more tricky, but you can still do it. You just have to do that correctly. But if you use one of these, it automatically syncs. Now here's the deal. It's not going to show you that in Merchant Center. It syncs on the back end. And that's kind of one of the things I wanted to show you. You have to be an admin for this in Merchant Center, and it is only in the classic Merchant Center right now. There is not, that I'm aware of, there's not a product ratings option in Google Merchant Center Next. I've pinged Jenny Marvin, ads liaison, just to get some information from her, because she's usually pretty good about getting back to us. I haven't heard from her in a little bit, so I wouldn't be surprised if she's waiting to hear back from the team. Like if they're moving to Merchant Center Next, at some point somehow we're going to be able to manage product ratings. It's just kind of a matter of when, and it's not in there now. So within Merchant Center Classic, you have to be I believe it's an admin user, and then you have the option to manage programs. Let me move my little thing, my little image there, and then you turn on that. You don't actually need to do that in order to get the automated third-party reviews going through the aggregators. Gosh, that's one of those statements that once I said it out loud, I'm like, maybe I should check on that. Like if you're gonna do product ratings, go ahead and just get started with this. So go ahead and turn that on, but I'm pretty sure you don't actually have to do this, because Google is taking whatever that feed is, and I believe they're matching certain things in one of those third-party feeds that I showed you, like a Kendo, and they're taking that and matching that up to your feed, and they're syncing those on their back end. But actually now I kind of want to get confirmation, so I might ping that one. If any of you know too, I'd be interested actually to know that. Maybe one of you know that, whether you actually have to turn on product ratings programs in order to get the automated thing. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the automated thing with one of those third-party aggregators. Even then, like here's an example of a client that we're running where we do have product ratings turned on, but as you can see, there's nothing there. There's no reviews, there's no products. We have product reviews showing up because they're connected in this client. I don't remember what it is. I think this is stamped or something like that. So that's where that is. I'm totally rethinking what I said before. So maybe you do need to turn I think we always turn it on if the client is utilizing product reviews, which they should be, right? So I think we always turn it on anyway. So maybe I've just always assumed by default it connects on the back end, but maybe you need to turn that program on. Now I want to know. But turn that program on. You won't actually see any reviews show up here if you're using a third-party aggregator. And again, that's kind of important to know. But that's where, but if you search, like if for this specific client, which you don't know, anonymity, if you search for this specific client, you would see reviews on their products because they're using one of those third-party aggregators, the easy button. Now you know as well that that's what that does. So that syncs it. If you are uploading your own product review, then here's where you would do that. You would actually go in and submit a feed. You would submit an actual product feed, ratings feed. It's different than your product feed. You submit a product ratings feed. You typically get that from the ratings provider, and then it gets like a hassle. Maybe we'll look into that in the future, because the number one thing I've seen when product ratings don't match up with the actual product feed is like something like the GTIN is wrong. That's happened, or I believe the ID, or maybe it's the SKU has to match as well. It's been a long time since I've had to troubleshoot one of those, especially when there's automated stuff. Or the product URL. The product URLs have to match as well between your product rating feed and your actual product feed, and then Google syncs those, and then you get the right product. So I wanted to bring that out because I think that's something that a lot of people don't know is if you are utilizing one of those. Like I refer to this list a lot. And if you're utilizing one of those, then it's all automated on the back end. It's pretty nifty. So hopefully that helps with you. Yeah, let me know if you have any questions. So all right, have a great day.